Hey y'all, welcome back to Embracing the Journey with Devanya Paulette. This is just going to be a candid conversation about the whole entire 1L year. So now that the other two videos have dropped summing up the semesters, let's just get into some frequently asked questions. So people would say, how was law school going? Um, Being the optimistic person that I am, my response, law school is fine, it's tough, but I know I'll be okay. And I meant that, right? But at some points, I just wanted to be like, you know what? It's exhausting, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it to tomorrow. But instead, I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. Um, One a year was a challenge for me. This is something that I've always dreamed of doing, and I felt like, oh my God, I finally get an opportunity to live out my dream. Right? I got accepted into law school, which was a major moment, a major milestone for me. I'm a first generation student. I want to be a family attorney because of my upbringing, my history is personal to me. And I know that I'm going to impact the world. So, right before law school started, unfortunately, my grandmother passed. And everything after that was a rippling effect. My grandma passed. Her funeral was July. Orientation and school started in August. Classes started. I didn't know what the heck was going on. What are we reading? What are we doing? What are you talking about? Law school felt like I was learning a foreign language. So in the season, I had to learn to give myself grace. I had gotten over the hurdle of the LSAT just enough to get into the boxing ring. First semester, at the end of it, I kept on saying, dang, I felt like I was in the longest fight of my life. Wow, so much growth has happened. I can't even explain it. Um, but life was a wave of emotions. Okay. So my grandma passed. Um, I had basically grieved her, grieved my 10 plus year friendship with two of my best friends, on top of transitioning to a new state into this law program. Life was just life, and but shout out to everyone who supported me through that. My support system is pretty great. Thank y'all. Um, Typically, I feel like I was always seen as the person that had it all together. Couldn't make mistakes. She fine. She got it together. She fine. She got a good head on her shoulders. She's fine. She's fine. She's fine. She's fine. Y'all, by the time I got in law school, I was not fine. I wasn't fine because I was still moving as if I was carrying everyone else's trauma on my back. I was still moving as if I had to be the one that fixed the problem. And I just wasn't fine. Like I just needed to work through some things. And once I started going to therapy, like I realized that a lot of my anger and frustration in this whole process stemmed from my father. And so I had to work on forgiveness. So one day I picked up the phone and I called that man. And you could not tell me that I would ever be on the phone with him, like having a real conversation. Like he would call and try to check in, but it was kind of like, I don't want to hear it. It's nothing you could say or do that will make the situation better. Like, I don't want to hear a million and one apologies. Like, I just was over it. I just wasn't open to receiving the feedback from him. You know, hearing his apologies, like I just wasn't here for it. Even as a young child, like I just was very dismissive because get out of here, scram. Um, so yeah, I was able to finally forgive him at this big old age and work through that. And I think that played a big part in me wanting to go to law school in the first place, like my situation in general. And maybe one day we'll talk about it, but right now it's not the time. But yeah, you couldn't tell me in a million years that I would forget that man. But I did. So here we are, embracing the journey. I sacrificed a lot, but I've also gained a lot in this first year of school. I learned to live alone, and I love living alone. Okay, I feel like being back at home in the DMV is cool. I love being close to my family, but I also need this time apart. Even now, as I try to navigate around this, I am hopeful that I will be connected with people who would catapult me into my next phase. Um, I get to shadow a family attorney this summer. It has been pretty awesome. I've been there for about a month now, and there is beauty in this redirection in this season. And I am hoping that you all will stick around, embrace this journey with me. um, yeah, I am not giving up on my dreams whatsoever. It's going to be great. It has to be. I just don't believe that God would do all of this not to keep a promise. Or is there something else that I'm supposed to be doing that is greater and bigger than what I see for myself? Um, I guess we'll see. Okay, now let's remember that this is 100% full transparency. And I'm gonna work on not talking myself out of situations. Like I'm really good at encouraging somebody else, but I'd be like so skeptical when it comes to me. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that. So once I figured out that I had to retake all my classes, that's when it started to set in. I went from, dang, I was disappointed that I won't be able to continue this all in one setting, I guess. Then it went to frustration because I'm frustrated with I was so frustrated with God at first because why would you do that? Why would you put my dream in front of me just to snatch it away? Why would you allow me to make it this far just to turn me around? Hmm? Like, why? And then it went to, well, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing or what don't I see? And then it went to, I am thankful for your provision because I know that you can see a future that I don't. So, um, if this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing, or if there's something else I should do in the meantime, please like continue to redirect me and connect me with the people that I need to connect with. Um, while it is unfortunate that I won't be continuing my education at North Carolina Central, I'm also grateful because my other prayer is let me take this birth in one and done. I don't want to have to sit and take it again. So maybe there's a bigger picture here that I'm just not seeing. But as of right now, I'm just trying to, I don't know, embrace it because it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. And so at Central, if you had less than a 1.8, you can't contest your grade, or you can't get readmitted, or you could contest your grade, but I'm not contesting my grade. I don't understand the class, period. I'm not the only one, but it is what it is. And I didn't have a 1.8, so I can't get readmitted instead of year out and just come back as a 2L the next year?
So I ended up finishing the year with the 1.789. And so they don't round up GPAs. I got a C in property two, a C plus in contracts two, as well as legal reasoning and writing two. Intro to legal research, I got a B. Torts, I got a D plus. But the class that knocked me out the game, y'all, Civ Pro. Civ Pro 2, I got a whole F. And I'm gonna try to post the picture up there like I did in the last video. But Civ Pro 2 knocked me out of the game, and I was honestly shocked by it because I thought I would get a D in that class in which I wouldn't have to take it over. It would just be a low grade and just keep it pushing. But babe, when I got that packet, I don't know. I struggled in that class all year. So actually, let me tell y'all about first semester when I was laughing in that video and I said 60 wasn't my lowest score. Y'all had a whole 5% at midterms first semester in Civ Pro. But the thing was, at that point, I was like, okay, maybe I got to change my study methods, whatever. So I kept going to the professor. I went to tutorials. I did what I needed to do. And I ended up doing really good on the final. And I got a C in the class overall. But then the second semester, it just became a lot. Like it was too many rules. It was too much going on for my little noggin to comprehend. So I did the same things as far as going to office hours, going to tutorials. I went to academic success. Like I did all the things. And if you ask me a question about it, more than likely, like I can explain it to you. It might not be in the most cohesive way, but I can explain to you what I know about it. But it's something between what I know about it, talking it verbally, and having to write it. It's like, babes, I don't know. So I ended up just not making it out that class. I got a whole F on it, and that's my first I've ever received in life, y'all. So when I saw it, I thought I would be like crying or something. But I'm gonna insert a clip on once I saw my F and my D, and it was very much given unbothered.
Hey y'all. Mm-mm. Um, Today is May 22nd, and I just got two more grades back, and I'm surprised I'm really in good spirits right now because I got my first F. Like, I got an F and I got a D plus. Your girl tried. That's what I know. So we might have to pivot, take a step back, try this again, cause last was insane. Hey, hey, hey.
Looking back over the whole year, your girl was miserable, and I just thank Jesus because he said, you know what, this is long suffering and you don't deserve this right now. You know you've been through a lot and I'm gonna pull you out of the game and give you some time to get it together. So I thank you for your provision. But no, I'm not upset about it. I was disappointed because again, this was my first time failing at something academically. So it was more so like, what do you mean I can't go back to school? Like it's just one class. Um But like I said, I'm just planning on taking the time that I need to rest, reset, and try it again because I'm not giving up on my dream. You know, life may happen and I might decide to pursue something else in the meantime, but we shall see. I'll keep you posted. Um, right now, I am still doing my internship with the family law attorney. It's a solo practice, so I get one on one like mentorship and I really get to see hands on what the heck they was talking about or trying to teach in class because yeah, you see a lot of it. And I get to like go to court and help prepare the documents and things like that. So it's pretty cool. I 10 out of 10 would recommend my internship to a friend, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is because you don't need to know that right now. But in all seriousness, that was pretty much one a year. All of the healing, the growing, learning, all of the things. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. Law school is not for the weak. It's not for the faint. please go prepare to be on the battlefield first year of law school. Um, Good luck to anyone who is uh, an aspiring attorney, and good luck to my classmates who made it back. Y'all got this. Uh, and that pretty much wraps up this video, y'all. I'm honestly disappointed in Central support because let's talk about this here. I'm disappointed in the academic support at North Carolina Central Law School in particular because what do you do for students who take advantage of all the resources that's there and they still don't come out and talk? And since I have begun like documenting and actually putting my story out there, so many people have contacted me like, "Oh my God, this happened to my friend. Oh my God, this happened to me. I'm at a different law school." So like, if y'all know that something is not clicking and you're dismissing almost half of the class each year, don't you want to be better? But I don't think that I want to go back to Central at all because it has already shown me that they don't have the supports in place that I need. Um, and I high key, low key feel like they don't care about the students for real. But that's a different story for another day. Y'all, please let me know if y'all have any specific questions about my law journey, or any other questions that in general that I can answer and we can chat about. So until next time, bye, babes.